Hi my loves, hi my loves, hi my loves. I hope you look good. I hope you look good and are doing good. Hi to everyone on TikTok and hi to everyone on YouTube. Those who will watch this on YouTube. Yeah. Before we go in, I just want to say this video is going to be long, just like all my videos which are long. So you are more than welcome to skip. No one is forcing you to watch this video. And yeah, it's long. It's going to be long. So those who watch on TikTok, those who watch on YouTube. Yesterday I went on YouTube to just see. I have not went on YouTube. I just upload and leave it there. And I noticed that some of the videos, the quality, the volume is very low. I don't know why. But yeah, YouTube, I was there. I'm only there. If you're only finding me on YouTube and you didn't find me on TikTok and then went to YouTube, just know that YouTube, I'm there because the people who follow me on TikTok ask for the videos to be on YouTube. So some of my videos are not YouTube friendly in terms of how they look and stuff. I'll probably work on it one day. I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a rush. One day when I have the time. To those on TikTok, if you're watching this from TikTok, I've pinned 3 videos. Those videos, if you see my face for the first time and you decided to stay even after I told you my video is long, I've pinned 3 videos. The first pinned video tells you how to book a consultation, gives you all the details. The second pinned video talks about mentorships with me, gives all the details. The third pinned video talks about how I'm not a nice person, so that you know what you're getting yourself into. You need to know the kind of person you are trying to book a consultation with. Right? On YouTube, there are titles to those videos. You'll find them by title. Okay. So, I want to talk about authenticity. Yesterday I recorded a whole video and then I had forgotten to reduce the quality of the camera when I was recording, so it was in high quality. It didn't want to upload. So I tried YouTube, I tried everywhere. It didn't want to upload, and then I had to go reduce it. I had to then thought, let me record another one, but the angels who assist with teachings were gone, and the people who had come in now were ready for a consultation. They didn't have time for videos. So yeah, no, I had to then, and I had deleted it by then because I was trying to record another one. So yeah, but that's okay. Authenticity, authentic, right? I didn't write a lesson, but I went through Google for a definition. So I want to say the definition first before we freestyle this lesson. It says that it's a genuine, real, true origin, right? True to its origin. Something that is genuine, real, true to its origin, and not a copy or an imitation, right? They say also being authentic is also being reliable, believable, true to one's own personality and character. Now, it's a Greek word that combines self and doer. So something that approves itself. You are true to your own personality, spirit, and character. Right? You are true to your own personality, spirit, and your character is sincere. That's being authentic. So I want to talk about authentic in spirituality. Right? There is something that happens when you're authentic. Authentic comes with a form of protection. that you can't get anywhere. It's like an invisible cloak, right? It's like an invisible cloak. It's like an invisible cloak. I just found the title for this video. Okay. It's like an invisible cloak that you wear, that protects you. You know, when we used to watch movies, and then a person will wear a cloak that will protect them, right? That's how I've always viewed being authentic, right? Authentic it has more to do with character than it has to do with the outside appearance, right? So does wearing makeup mean you're not authentic? No. Does wearing weaves mean you're not authentic? No. Does changing yourself mean you're not authentic? No. Right? But when I first started, okay, let's take it from here. When I first started my initiation, I went through a process of changes that were I liked. Well, I didn't welcome them at first, but I had to adapt to them. So when the spiritual initiation started, the first thing that my ancestors said to me was that they need me to be as authentic as possible, as real as possible. So, and I used to wear wigs. I used to love wigs. Makeup, contour, those were my thing, right? And so they said to me, we need you to, we're going to strip you down. Not we need you. They said, we're going to strip you down to your original self. And at first I didn't understand why. I thought, okay, no, it's because maybe they don't like the wigs, because maybe, no, it wasn't about that. And they said that we're going to strip you to your original self, and we're going to remove all the masks that you wear. All the masks that you wear. Every single thing that you wear that you use to hide your trueness, that you use to protect yourself, because some of these things are protection, that you use to protect yourself. Every single thing that you use to hide, to protect yourself, to create an illusion of something that you are not, we are going to remove it out of your life, right? And we are then going to start initiation. You are being initiated into your true self, into your true authentic self, right? I was like, okay, why? And they said that it is because it is through that, it's through me finding my original self that I will fully access my gifts. And when I find my original self and fully access my gift, then I will be able to be assisted. I will then be able to access the angels, the ancestors, and the divine beings that I need to work with, that I need to assist me on this journey. Because if I don't do that, if I'm not authentic, they will never come to me. Hence, that's why I say being authentic is like wearing a cloak. It comes with divine protection that you will never be able to access from anything else in this world. So I went through a journey of removing the masks, because I was wearing those masks. Firstly, let's start with wigs. I was wearing wigs because I envied, right? I'm not saying people who wear wigs are like this. I'm not talking about other people. I'm talking about me. So don't be offended if you wear wigs. I'm not talking about you. I'm just giving you an example. I was wearing wigs because I envied people who had straight hair, because my hair is kinky. It's kinky, 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 that hard kinky. And it's not easy to manage. And wigs was an easy alternative, right? I would wear a wig because then I wouldn't have to deal with my own hair. And because I just didn't like my hair. Even though I have beautiful hair that creates a beautiful afro, I just did not like it. I wanted straight hair. I wanted my hair to be like what I saw on the media. That was that. I wore makeup because I perceived I was not beautiful, right? I always wore makeup and felt like I was a Betty. I was slaying when I would wear makeup. But when I didn't feel beautiful. Because also when I was not wearing makeup, I didn't get as much attention, right? So it was a low self-esteem thing. I was covering up my low self-esteem. And I used these things for so many years to cover up my insecurities, who I am, and to just cover up that I'm not comfortable with myself. And then came now initiation. You're being initiated into your true origin. Find it, because you are on a journey of finding your authentic self, of finding your true self. Because even period before that, I would get dreams that talk about me and who I am, and I'll be like, no way. I'm not this person, right? And because I didn't see myself, I just saw myself as just an ordinary person. And the journey started, right? It was not all boom, they took everything away from me. No, it was guided, and it happened bit and bit, bit and bit, bit and bit. The journey happened, and eventually I got to a place. So it was hard. The wigs, it was okay. I could remove the wigs because by that time my afro was big, right? So it was okay. I went through a journey of self-love, self-love of my hair, and I started taking better care of it. And I had this humongous thing on my head. So that was okay. And I could still plait it. I could still do so much to it, right? Fine. And then the makeup was harder. The makeup was harder because then I'm removing the mask. It's like I'm taking off the mask that I used to wear. And that one was the hardest one. Because now I had to confront the things that I didn't like about myself. Things that I wished I would go and get surgery and change and everything, right? But I had to confront my human insecurities, right? And I confronted them, and I remember my ancestors saying to me, we need to get your skin to look as beautiful and clear without any makeup. And you being confident walking out into the street without putting anything on your skin. That's what we want to get to, right? And this is not, and it's funny because I went from using so many things, 10, 15, whatever products, just only using 2 things. Just only using a face wash and a serum. That's all. Right? I don't use nothing else. That's the only 2 things that I use, a face wash and a serum. That's all I use. And it doesn't matter what face wash or serum I use, they all have the same effect currently on me. So it's not about them. It's about me. And I even saw it yesterday. For the past 2 days, I was doing cleansings, so I was not really using the face wash and and my skin was still glowing. So that's when I realized it has nothing to do with the stuff that I use. Those I just use them for maintenance. And so the journey was hard. I had to confront myself, I had to find myself. I had to realize that I can't hide myself. And the more I worked on that, a light started appearing. A light started appearing, a light around my aura that I had not seen before. People who are authentic have the most beautiful aura ever. A light started appearing, and it's as if like being, the more authentic I was, working on love, on loving myself, on appreciating myself, the more I started to purify my spirit. It's as if like it was a spiritual purification as well. And the more I started to love every ounce of who I am, that's when I started to open my heart chakra. Right? Because in spirituality, you cannot do spiritual work without an open heart chakra. It doesn't work like that. Your heart chakra needs to be opened. But the first steps to opening your heart chakra, it is accepting yourself. Accepting every single thing in the way God created you. From accepting yourself, loving. Because there's a difference between acceptance and love. You can accept yourself but still not love yourself. People who love themselves do not tolerate just anything. People who love themselves have clear and strong boundaries. People who love themselves respect themselves. They respect their bodies. They don't just allow anything to have access to their bodies. And this goes for men and women. They respect their time. They respect what they put into their body. Right? They respect the energy around themselves and who has access to them. That's people who love themselves. And so that journey of self-love, it wasn't now just about me going and getting a massage, me going and doing my nails, me making sure that I buy myself new things. No. The journey of self-love then moved to me creating strong boundaries. Creating strong boundaries. Me understanding that not everyone can have access to my energy. Me accepting that certain people need to leave my energetic field because they're just not in alignment with it. Understanding that I needed to accept and love myself. I needed to respect myself. The term, you teach people how to treat you, kept on coming a lot. And I was like, I need to treat myself with the utmost respect for people to respect me. I need to treat myself with the utmost love for people to love me. That's where the term, hello, my love, came from. That's where the term, hello, my love, came from, because I started calling myself my love. Right? I'm my own love. And I started doing things and finding things that would show me love, more love. And as I worked on that, a light started appearing in my spirituality. A favor started appearing that I did not have access to before. And then I went through an experience. I went through the most intense experience I've ever went through. Nothing that I've even felt by going to church. This is an experience that not even a religious organization can help you have access to. And I went through and opened the opening of the heart chakra. And they opened my heart chakra. I'm a logical person. I use a lot of logic. Well, I used to. I used to use a lot of logic. And I had also, due to the other reason why I needed to work on all those things is because of due to the things and the people that I experienced in my life, I had come to a point where I had become unemotional. I had become unemotional because I was trying to protect myself, because it was one thing after another. And I realized that if I'm emotional here, I'm going to lose my mind and go to a mental asylum. So to deal with these people, to deal with every single thing that really bothers me every single day, to deal with their text, to deal with the, all these people that just come in and say all these things, to deal with all these things, I needed to disconnect emotionally. And that's what I did. I disconnected myself. And so people would do whatever they want. I would feel people would hurt me and say, "What? Yeah, I'll be hurt for a while." But I just knew how to just move on as quickly as possible and just like pretend like you don't even exist. And I'm very good at that. Cut people off and move on with my life. That was a protective mechanism that I used to protect myself. Yes, I protected myself. I needed that. That was a survival mechanism. And it really assisted me in my hardest trials. But I was coming into a period where it was not needed. And I needed to open my heart chakra. I needed to feel. So they started out slowly with love, self-love, and me doing this, creating boundaries and what. And I was still loving myself and everything, and until they opened my heart chakra. I had a whole 2 weeks. I went through a whole 2 weeks of feeling the most intense love I've never felt in my entire existence. I've never felt love like that. For a whole 2 weeks, I would look at a puppy and I'll cry. Anything that is still in its pureness, I would see these beautiful auras, this beautiful pureness of it. I would just see the essence of every single thing, from plants to flowers, and I would cry. I would see flowers and I'll cry. I'll see birds, I'll see butterflies and I'll cry. I'll see babies and I'll cry. I will see just the most purest thing and I will be crying. I was going through a whole 2 weeks of just crying. And I'm crying, but logically, I don't even know what I'm crying for. I'll be crying and I'll be like, whoa. In my mind, I'm like, but why am I crying? It's just a baby. Why am I crying? And I will cry and I'll cry. I remember sitting in the mall. I think I did say this in one video. I remember sitting in the mall and looking at this baby and just crying. And I'm sure they thought, wow, what's wrong with her? I remember going somewhere and in this house, and they just had puppies, and oh my gosh. And it's as if like even these tiny things, they were also just drawn to me, and the puppies were just coming to me. It was just a mess. I was a mess. I was a walking mess. I would watch something on TV and start crying. Right? The emotion, the intensity of that love has not left. It's still there. It's just that I then went to a point where I was able to manage it. I was able to now not look at something and just cry. No, now I can control my emotions. Not control them, but I don't know, maybe I'm accustomed to that energy. Yeah, maybe I'm accustomed to that energy or something like that. And that was now, right? I just told you that I would look at things and cry. But in that 2 weeks, I would look at myself in the mirror and see my true essence and see me, my origin, and see me, my beauty. Not the beauty, the skin beauty. No, this is just skin. This is just a cloth that you wear, right? I would see beyond that. And I would be an owl. I would like be sitting in the mirror and just looking at myself and seeing all my auras floating around and seeing all this, and then seeing my soul. And I would just be in awe to be like, is that really me? Do people see me like this? And I'm like, do people really see me like this? Do they actually see me? And then later on, I realized, no, people don't see that. People don't see that. People can't see what you are seeing, right? Not everyone can read auras. Not everyone can see a person's soul, understand a person vibration. Not everyone can see energies. Okay, and that took a turn. That took a turn where a light started glowing out of me, and this light, it is what protected me during the hardest initiation trials. It is the light that gave me the hope that things are going to be okay. Even when I didn't have the funds, even when I didn't have the money, even when I was struggling, I just knew that every single thing that I saw in myself meant that I'm a divine being. And being a divine being means that no matter what happens, I'll always be protected. No matter what happens, I'll always have enough. And that's all that matters. It gave me the courage to continue. Gave me the courage to continue and to accept, right? And I also then realized I don't need all these things. I realized that what the media tells me is beautiful. What the media tells me is, what the world says is hot. I don't need it. I don't need to be hot. I don't need to be any of those things, because I am more than that. I am more than just a human being. I'm a divine being having an earthly experience. And that gives you, getting to that level opens you up to possibilities that you didn't even know would exist. It opens you up to opportunities. It opens you up to celestial blessings, celestial guidance, celestial favor. It opens you up to having access to the right ancestors. It opens you up to a life, right? It opens you up to a beautiful life. It doesn't come easy. It doesn't come easy. It comes with a lot of hard work. And for people who want quick solutions, people who want easy, quick fixes, people who want that they should be doing a cleansing and tomorrow everything should be okay. Impatient people. If you're impatient, you will never come to a point where you are truly authentic, because it takes time to accept yourself. Right? If you're impatient, you will never come to a point where you truly have the spiritual, access your gifts, have the spiritual powers, have the spiritual favor and the blessings that you need. If you're impatient. I mean, like, even impatient people don't make money. Even in the spiritual, in the physical realm, impatient people lose more money in deals because they are being impatient and they cannot settle deals because they're being impatient. They can't even do the job properly. Craftsmanship takes time. Right? So there's a favor, there is a grace that comes with authenticity. It comes with being true to yourself. It comes with being honest with yourself, looking yourself honestly and being honest with yourself and say, this is me, this is where I lack, this is what I need to improve in. There's a thing where you come to a point where you realize you're not perfect. If you're still thinking you are perfect, that you don't make any mistakes, everyone is against you, the whole world is against you, you have a long way to go. There is a thing that comes with you accepting your imperfections, because that's the part of life. Nature is imperfect. Nature is imperfect in its perfection. Nature is not perfect. Hence, that's why nature can kill. Hence why nature can bless us. Nature can give us foods to eat that give us nourishment. Nature can bless us with beautiful food, but it can also destroy in order to bring out new life. It can destroy with floods. It can destroy with fires. It can destroy in order to bring new life. It is perfect in its imperfection. And that's the thing. Hence, that's why religion, they sold you a character of a man named Jesus who was perfect in every single thing that he did. And they say that you needed to be like him. That's unattainable, because no one is perfect. Not even Mother Nature is perfect. That's why in Indian mythology, I love Goddess Kali. I love Goddess Kali, because Goddess Kali is so authentic in who she is. And she's not trying to be perfect, and she's not the goddess of perfection. But it is through her destruction that we are able to find a rebirth and perfection. Everyone goes for Lakshmi because Lakshmi is money. And we love Lakshmi. I love Lakshmi. But until I understood Kali, that's when I realized Mother Nature. Right? But they are one of the same. I've always viewed them as the same people, just different sides. Hence, that's why they're both married to Shiva. Right? Anyway, that's not a lesson on Indian cosmology now. So it is in being authentic that you find the grace. It is in accepting your imperfections. I'm not perfect. Not even a nice person. Not even a nice person. Right? I'm good. I'm good to myself. I'm good to myself. I love on me. And when you're good to yourself, people will call you names and say you think you're better than everyone. No, you don't think you're better than everyone. You just think you're good to yourself. You're just being good to yourself. When you set boundaries, people will get offended. When you're real, people will get offended. When you're honest, people will get offended, because people are just not used to such people. People on the internet, people in the world are looking for fake people. They want people who wear masks because they are wearing their mask. Because when you take off your mask, they have to take off their masks and confront themselves. And if there's one thing that humans don't want to do, is confront themselves. Confront themselves and their own limitations. And until you can sit with yourself and confront yourself on a daily, then you are still far to go on your spiritual journey. You are still far. Until you can sit with yourself and remove all these things that you use to hide yourself, and look into yourself and find the beauty, and look at yourself and say, damn, I'm beautiful. And without needing anyone to tell you you're beautiful. You don't need anyone to tell you you're beautiful. In this definition of authenticity, but they said that something that approves of itself, that's being authentic. You don't need approval from other people, but you need to approve of yourself. You need to approve. The minute you get to a point where you approve of you, where you approve of that nose, where you approve of that lips, the thick lips. The reason why Black people went through all these things that we went through, it is because we believed what other people told us to be. We were told that the thick nose is not the beautiful nose. It is the thin nose. And what do we need to do? We need to go change our nose. We were told that the thick lips is not beautiful. And then the very same people who tell you that thick lips are not beautiful, they go and inject their lips so that they can be beautiful. We are told that as we need to be skinny, and then we are fed all these weight loss things so that we can be skinny. And the very same people who are selling us those weight loss thing are then going on and putting extensions on their butt, extensions in their boobs. We are told all these things. We are told that your skin color is not beautiful. Your shade, our different melanin shades. We are told that those colors are not beautiful. You need to be light. You need to be pale. And then the very same people who tell us to be pale go and put a tan on their own skin so that they can have the different shades and they be orange. So the day you can come to a point where you look into yourself and accept everything, accept the small ears, accept the funny smile if you have a funny smile, the big gums if you have, or the tiny gums, the dark gums, the light gums. Accept every single thing that you feel is imperfect, but accept it and love it. Not just accept it, but love it as well. And it's funny for me because during this journey of authenticity and me seeing myself, a new being came out of being. The more I saw myself and my soul started coming to light, my inner soul, my true self, my inner self, a higher self started coming up. The physical change in the body also started happening because my higher self was taking over. My true self was coming out to life. A physical change in the body started happening, so now I had to work on that as well. Knowing that I went from looking a particular way to looking in a particular way. And accepting myself in that way, and then coming to a point where then I love myself fully. All right, so self-love is it's more than just acceptance. It's loving as well, loving yourself. You don't just do things because, and there's a thing where some people just give up and they don't care. And I feel like it starts there, where you give up and you don't care. You're like, you know what, I'm too tired for these weeks. I'm too tired for this makeup. I don't care. Just gonna live my life, right? But still, you haven't reached the point where you accept yourself. You just don't care. So you have to go to a point where you now accept yourself. And after accepting yourself, then loving yourself. Right? I don't know what the purpose of this message is. I don't know why I needed to do this video. But this conversation, these things I'm saying were things that at night, the whole night, when I turned, it's like a whole, I'm hearing myself say these words. The whole night. When I turn, I'm hearing myself. Even when I was in the shower, the minute I touched water, this whole conversation is starting to come back. Right? Maybe it's for myself, because yesterday I was watching one of my videos on YouTube to get motivation, and I was like, I watch my own videos, guys. I come back when I'm struggling with something, when I need something to motivate me. I come back. I also watch these videos. You see, I created this. I'm making this video now. I'll post it. Once I've posted it, I'm gonna go do what I need to do. Later on, I'm gonna come back and watch it, all of it. I watch my own long videos more than once. I love hearing myself speak. That's the Gemini in me. Oh, the Gemini in me loves hearing myself ramble. Yesterday, I was sitting, eating some dessert and drinking this nice drink. The only thing that was missing there was alcohol. And I was watching my videos and I was laughing and I was like, oh my gosh, I was having my own moments there with myself on TV. You know, so I know that maybe I will come back here, because in every quantum leap, in every new reality, you have to confront yourself, you have to accept yourself, and there's blessings that come up things that you've worked hard for, when they start to materialize also in your life, they also come with some times where you feel, am I ready for this? Do I even deserve this? Or people start wanting what you have, or people start looking down on you and saying, oh, no, but she doesn't deserve that. Oh, why him? Why must he get that? Why can't we get that, So you also go through a period where you now have to now accept, where you now have to go and be like, no, I'm worthy of this. But it takes a little bit of time, right? So I'll come back, watch my own video to motivate myself when I hit my own, what do they call this? When I hit my own humps on my journey, when I hit my own humps on the journey. I hope this was helpful to someone else, and it will help someone on the journey of self-discovery and self-love. And then you'll find ways. And if you're confused, if you're ever confused about how to love yourself, ask your angels, ask your ancestors, teach me how to love myself. Do it when you're ready. Be careful what you ask for, because you will get it. Ask them, teach me how to love myself, and be open and be willing to do exactly what they tell you to do. It's not going to be easy. And part of teaching yourself, teaching you how to love yourself, will also mean cutting certain people out of your life, creating strong boundaries, taking good care of yourself, putting yourself first, being selfish, understanding where your flow of energy is, buying yourself that pants, and not only just focusing on your kids. Also making sure that you look as good as your kids look. Right? That's teaching yourself how to love yourself. They will show you. Every one of us have certain things that we need to do to love ourselves. We know it's not the same. It's not a one size fits all. Some people don't struggle with self-love. Some people don't. Depending on how they were raised, they don't struggle with self-love. And some people do. So it also just depends on how the situations we grew up in. So asking your people what you need to do is important, and how to do it. Okay, let me finish and go start. My tea is even cold. Let me finish and go start my consultation. Okay, guys, I love you guys. I hope you guys have a good day, good evening, and good day, good morning, whatever. See you next time. I'll probably come back. I'm not sure if I'll be able to come back in a day or two. There's a lot of stuff that I'm dealing with. All right, bye.